Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome to the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Tonight, we have the Syracuse Spark and the Elmira Renegades. I'm Stephen Stamp, very pleased to be bringing you this game tonight from the First Arena in Elmira. Unfortunately, Joe Sullivan couldn't make it this week. He is sick, so I'm flying solo, but we will have a terrific game. Both teams looking for their first win of the year. The Renegades last week played the Binghamton Bombers, lost 15-14 in a thriller. And, of course, the first game of the week on Lacrosse TV. Last week, we brought you the Syracuse Spark playing against the Jim Thorpe All-Americans from the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena in Six Nations of the Grand Reserve. And that was a 15-12 win for Jim Thorpe. So we have had a bunch of exciting games. The other games last week, the Salem Mayhem over the Hampton Hammerheads 18-12, a 16-50 win for the Trenton Terror over the New England Chowderheads. Oh, sorry, actually I think that was the Chowderheads that won. That one it was Kyle Baker that got the game-winning goal in that one, and it was the Hammerheads that beat the Mayhem 18-12. And last night, the Trenton Terror, though, lit it up, taking out the Hammerheads 20-9. And tonight we will see what happens. It is very exciting to have this league rolling, and this will be, again, the first win for one of these teams. Our starting goaltenders tonight for the Syracuse Spark, who are starting on your left, going left to right, going to left to right, and wearing the bright orange of the Syracuse Spark. It will be Edmund Cathers, who was unavailable last week, but he is here to start this evening. And I know head coach Ron Kogan and his staff pretty excited about having Cathers available. At the other end, the hometown Elmira Renegades will have Davy Jones between the pipes. Jack Runkle backing him up. John Jacobs, who started last week for Syracuse, is backing up Edmund Cathers. And we are getting ready for the first professional lacrosse game at the First Arena here in Elmira. These teams did play an exhibition game in the preseason, but very different situation there. This is for the real deal, regular season PBLA action, game of the week. And Tommy Kelly is here, the face-off specialist for the Spark, not available last week. They've got a few changes from their roster last week. Tommy Kelly, the face-off guy, one of them. Dylan Donahue is up front for them, wearing number 17. And Cathers, of course, the other. They've also got Brian Phillips Jr. wearing number 87. So a few additions, and Nate Schultzke draws in. He was a healthy scratch last week. And the Renegades, though, have the first face-off win. And here is Maloney with the ball. Lucas Maloney hands it off. And Dawson Tate will whip it over to the far side. And the first possession is underway with Braden Wallace going down low, drive to the net, the first shot of the game, taken there by Nick Miller. They get it back, and they got a reset, the fresh 30, diving attempt by Miller, but that goes wide, but it is back, and actually, no, they are counting down on the floor, so the reset on the 30 was a mistake. So now they're going to say it went off of Syracuse, so it will be a fresh 30. 30-second clocks at the end of the rink, right under the game clock. Here's a cut to the middle, a nice pick. Springs McCoy Abrams. Saw him at the hotel before the game, had a nice chat. His girlfriend and their quite new baby here at the game, along with Grandpa Marshall. There's Skylar Thomas, who was on fire last week, and the putback attempt after the save doesn't work out. It goes back to Skylar Thomas in a fresh 30. Syracuse is going to slow it down and set up the offense, giving it to Leroy Halftown. Thomas with 3 penalty shot goals, pretty sensational, and one during the gameplay that was even better than all of them. I think we ended up with 5 in the game. That one's in the crease, and a big hit there by Justin McKinney. But Tommy Palasek comes away with it. Fresh 30 for the Spark. They've been up in this zone for a while. We'll see how the defenders hold on. Hard pass by Thomas across, and they try to come into the middle. Can't quite get it to Sky Sunday. He is knocked down, and the Renegades go up, much to the delight of the home crowd. And it is a nice crowd here. You can see the folks on the far side, pretty good. And there's even more on the near side of this arena. There is a good base out here, and they're already getting excited. And that one got through. Penalty coming as Tate is still on the ground. And Casey Swamp is hovering over him. Trevor Stacey is going to go and have a word with him. He might be on a little thin ice after taking a couple of majors last week, including a fighting major that had an exclamation point of a body slam at the end of it. So no supplemental discipline though, so Stacey is out. And he will be on the penalty kill team with Bill O'Brien. Dylan Donahue out there to kill this one for the Spark. And Dwight Biro Jr. Those are the 4 penalty killers now. Oh, they're going to take the penalty shot. So this is a rule. If you're unfamiliar with it, this is a rule unique to the PBLA. Twice per half, a team has the option to take a penalty shot instead of the 2-minute minor. Now, if it's a 5-minute major, they can take a penalty shot and a 2-minute minor. So here we go. Coming in is Owen Hill. Slowly, couple of fakes, a bunch of fakes, bounces at 5-hole, finds a spot past Edmund Cathers, and just like last week, the first goal of the game is scored on the penalty shot. Last week was Marty Hill scoring the first goal in PBLA history on a penalty shot, and this time, Owen Hill looks to be the guy for the Renegades, and he gets things started off. Billy Lombardi, the face-off guy for the Renegades, will try to get the possession once again for Elmira up against Tommy Kelly. Quick clamp by Kelly, pulls it up, but it's picked up by a Renegade. Snagged there by Jacob Pulver, the captain. Looking to go to the net, but Bill O'Brien, an imposing form between him and Edmund Cathers. They're going to turn it back and set up the offense. Brad Voigt passes it off. Here's a rip from the outside. Cathers has that, rolls through, but just goes wide of the post. Oh, what a great play, the shovel pass. Heads-up play by Brody LeBourne to just roll it across to a teammate on the far side while Cathers was getting reset. But the shot, the dunk shot attempt, or the tap-home shot by Voigt didn't quite connect. They do get possession back. Syracuse is asking why there's a reset, and I'm not quite sure. The one official definitely just indicated he wanted a reset. It looked like he was saying through the crease, but I'm not sure why there's a reset. But boy, Elmira is having a great advantage, and they're not going to be able to take advantage of it as LeBourne had that pass tip away from him, and it's run up by Dylan Donahue. Donahue hands it off. Here's Hank Delisle. Interesting to see how these teams handle the change rules, which we'll get into in a minute. Looks like both of them really piling folks up at that front door where you have to come onto the floor. Hard rip from the outside by Brian Phillips Jr. It was wide, but it's picked up by Caleb Benedict. Late in the shot clock, a nice little attempt there by Hank Delisle right on top of the crease, but didn't quite get it where he wanted it. And here come the Renegades the other way. Elmira clinging to that 1-0 lead. We are almost 4 minutes into the first quarter. I'm Steven Stamp. This is the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. And what a shot. Wes Whitlow rings it off the high post just under the crossbar all the way back down. Stephen Portelli will go and pick it up, and they'll get a fresh 30. Oh, they got a fresh 28 on that one. Here's Wes Whitlow. Drives to the net, passes it down. Portelli's hard shot. Portelli, who had a big summer last year for the Oakville Rock of the Ontario Senior B League. I believe he led the Rock in scoring. So floor check pressure from McCoy Abrams is going to pay off as Owen Hill pops in and gets it. Owen Hill, who also played along with Kevin Owen Hill, the two Owen Hills at the World Juniors for the Haudenosaunee a few years ago. A lot of talent among those Hills. Miller over to Hill, who has the only goal so far. Palasek out on him. Pass gets through. Finger goes behind the net, and now coming out slowly is Miller. Another reset and a goal for McCoy Abrams. Abrams just picks up the refuse in front of the crease. Couple of quick fakes. I was watching one of the youth games. There were youth games going on all day today in the first arena here. A lot of local schools taking part, and it was pretty cool. As Watching one. Here we see the replay. You see Cathers gets a little bit discombobulated as he goes out for that rebound. And here you're going to see Abrams. Great job to fight off his man and get that loose ball. So the hard work pays off in possession. And then it was pretty easy for him to actually just tuck that one home past Cathers. And it's 2-0 Renegades. They're off to a flying start. There's Skylar Thomas, the man who will be probably one of the primary weapons for this Syracuse Sparkle Muffins team. That's the full name. They go by the Spark, but they are named after the Sparkle Muffin Spider. Defender without his stick, so an attempt at the net, a behind-the-back shot by Jay Chubb, but he couldn't get it past Davy Jones, who's unbeaten so far in this game. Nice little cut down by Jimmy Chadwick. He's listed as James Chadwick. I've always known him as Jimmy. Should have checked it before the game, but I'm going with Jimmy. He is a lightning bolt of a player out there. Nice backdoor pass and the bouncer home, finishing it Kevin McNally. Perfect touch pass from Josh Harris, and McNally bangs it home. And it is getting loud in here because the Renegades fans are loving that they're up 3-0 already. You can see Cathers comes across and was actually pretty well set when he receives that, when he takes that shot, but didn't quite get the feet together. You can see that left leg kind of buckling, the knee bending down. That's what allowed the space. And Elmira off to a hot start. But it's a fast-paced game, lots of scoring possible. Do not count out Syracuse. Here comes Carmen Papa, trying to go past Pulver, but he gets it knocked loose. And then Papa pops it away, and he is forechecking. Nice work, but fighting through it was Pulver, the captain. Here comes Finger. A little hesitation move. He is run over by Stacy, and then gets the ball, gets a little whack there from Brian Phillips Jr. Rough ride for Finger, but he is popping up and ready to go play. The catch and release by McCoy Abrams. Didn't get too much on that one. Cathers, a little sidearm to Sky Sunday, and here comes Syracuse. They've got a man up the floor, but McKinney, really nice job to pick him up. Took away the transition chance. It's very different when you don't get to run. It's such a transition game because of the change rules. We're going to get to in a moment. That shot is well wide. Just 5 on the shot clock. And the Renegades get it, and they're going to try and go forward, but that pass didn't connect. And Chadwick just puts his shoulder down, runs through Donahue, then blows a tire, and just turns the ball over. The fans love that shoulder to the chest, knocking the man over, plowing through, but I'm not sure he ever recovered his balance after that one. Chadwick gets a pat on the back as he goes to the bench. Through the defensive door, the door closest to the goalie, as you must do. That pass to Hank Delisle doesn't connect. It's picked up by Josh Harris, who set up the McKinney goal earlier. Or McNally goal, sorry. Then as you come out onto the floor, you come through the offensive door farthest from your goalie. What that does is it means you can't come out from the offense and change. Whitlow with the shot, save Cathers. And they needed that one. He just stands still, doesn't let it drop in, and hands it off to Delisle. That means you can't come back off the offensive end, go to the door, your offensive door, and have somebody come out the defensive door and take away a transition break. You actually, instead of gaining the length of the bench, you lose twice the length of the bench. There's a shot by Dylan Donahue, turned aside by Davy Jones, staying sharp. Renegades back to the O. Pulver with the ball. Finishing their changes. Cathers tries to grab that one, gets away from him, but Bill O'Brien keeping everybody away from his goaltender. Nice job to protect the crease. Pulver, a big bump on Papa, but he just bounces right through it. Papa goes to the net, spins, shoots, loses control of himself and the ball, lands in the crease, and we're going to go the other way. Good drive by Papa to get there, but then he ran into a wall of burgundy and black Renegades players and was sent horizontal and flattened to the crease. 6.5 to go. We're due for the immediate timeout and the next stoppage. There's Dawson Tate. Comes back. McKinney behind the back. That's off. It's not off Cathers. It's off. It's wide of the net. And it looks like we have a penalty coming. I believe that's an indication of an illegal cross-check for Trevor Stacey. Stacey has gone to the box, so it looks like Elmira may be opting to go for the minor instead of the power play, or instead of the penalty shot. There you see the goal earlier by Kevin McNally on the lovely touch pass across from Josh Harrison. So far, the Renegades just getting all the best of the play. Not a lot of even good scoring chances so far for the Syracuse Spark. And we are going to the media timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. Going to the power play are the Elmira Renegades as we return to the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Steven Stamp, and there's Wes Whitlow. McCoy Abrams picked off to the races. Zachary Hops, not his brother. And Hops knows he can't play that. There's a great hustle and strip on the trail check by McCoy Abrams. I'll tell you, Zachary Hops' brother Derek is playing in the league. It's not for Syracuse. That was Zach. What a tournament he had at the President's Cup a few years ago, playing for the Akwesasne Bucks. They got to the championship game. Elmira and Owen Hill trying to indicate they thought it was off a Spark player, but it was not. Nice outlet pass from Bill O'Brien. Finds Palasek, but he is turned aside by Davy Jones, who has just been lights out so far in this game. Maintaining that 3-0 lead for the Renegades. Slow change for the Renegades. And Nick Miller saying, guys, let's get out here. They still only have 4. Now the fifth one comes out. The last guy joining them is Lucas Maloney. He takes the pass quickly across to Voigt. Here's Whitlow. Goes down low. A fake attempted by Dawson Tate, but he didn't have the ball. He's going to try and rake it back up. He gets it. Drives for the dunk attempt, but the 30 expired. He did put it. No, it was on the backside of the net. Never mind. The 30 had expired anyway. There's 30 seconds left in the penalty. Just 22 now on the shot clock. So Syracuse can kill most, but not all, of the Trevor Stacey cross-checking penalty. Big bump by Harris, but no problem there. Tommy Palasek just absorbed it, stepped back, made the pass. Here's an outlet pass to Chadwick. Jimmy Chadwick! Oh, thought he had Cathers out far enough that he could do the drop over the shoulder, but Cathers actually backed up pretty sharply and took away that opportunity. So there was nothing there at that point once Chadwick was committed. That's a heads-up play by Cathers. And now we're going to have an illegal substitution as Syracuse had their 5 guys out on offense and still had a player running over towards the bench. It wasn't close. So now we'll see. I'm going to guess Ron Cogan will send, it's on Syracuse. Ron Cogan's complaining, but I thought it was fairly clear that they had 5 guys on the floor plus 1 playing, plus 1 running to the bench. Now you can see Cogan pointing, saying he was in the change box, but they had 5 guys literally set up in the offensive zone and a player still heading over there. So, I mean, Nate Schultzke going to the bench to serve the penalty box to serve the 2 minutes or less. So far, Brian Hobart has not. Oh, wait a second. We may have seen a penalty shot indication. It wasn't the actual official mechanic for the penalty shot, but I think that's what we're getting. So Owen Hill will once again take the penalty shot. Nate Schultzke will not have to spend 2 minutes on behalf of his club in the penalty box. And Owen Hill will try to get his second penalty shot goal of this first quarter with 4:09 to play. Takes a similar angle, couple of fakes, same shot, same goal. Owen Hill liked it before, he'll do it again. Beats Cathers, it's 4-0, 2 penalty shots and a couple other goals. And the Renegades go up 4-0. What a battle here between Kelly and Lombardi. Kelly cranks it back out between his legs. Dwight Bureau Jr. will track it down. Wallace is right on him. The pressure from Braden Wallace, but very calm, making the pass out. Dwight Bureau, not too surprising. He's a pretty poised player. Nice pass down to Thomas. It just gets away from him. He winds up in the crease, and they're going to give the ball to Syracuse. I didn't see the call unless they're calling it. Might be saying a push on the back because he didn't catch it when he got checked. It becomes a loose ball push. That's not a pretty good call, actually. They tried to go to Thomas. He didn't even expect that, and it is grabbed there by Jacob Pulver. The captain will trot up over center, watched closely by Palasek. Hands it off in LeBourne. He's going to find the man coming off the bench. Portelli quickly down to Whitlow. Elmira really running a lot from behind the net. That shot was from Tate, was right in the chest, right on the head of the sparkle muffin on the chest of Edmund Cathers. Not a bad decision, not the shot he was hoping to get off. Tate has it back, so what he can do for another chance. He's going to drive in, spins back out under some pressure there from Leroy Halftown. Hard rip, just a hand save by Cathers on that rocket from the outside by Nick Miller. Miller. Backdoor quick stick attempt. Didn't quite work out for Stephen Portelli, but they get it back. Boy, the Renegades are absolutely dominating the loose ball battle, and the fans here love it. You can tell they like a blue-collar effort. They like the shoulder to the chest. They like the contact initiated by the offensive player. They like the loose balls. That pass did not go anywhere near where it was aiming, but it's picked up by Maloney, and they go back door, and then Chadwick missed it. He's gone through the crease. He can't take the first pass. McCoy Abrams, with time running out on the 30, will score. Is it in time? They're going to get together. It's very close. McCoy Abrams just kind of waited, directed his teammates to go change, and then ripped the bouncer. It's a goal. It is a goal. I thought it was good because he fired it, and it looked to me like it went in, and then you could see the tenths of a second counting down on the final second. I thought it was good. Really like seeing the officials get together, discuss it, compare notes, and that is a good goal for McCoy Abram. Boy, Abrams, what a beauty finish. That was really just firing it on net, hoping to get a rebound, and he found a spot, and they are finding some chinks in the armor of Edmund Cathers down low so far in this game. It's going to be Syracuse ball as it went up and out of play off the Elmira player with 2:02 to play in the first. Trevor Stacey will start with it. Stacey hanging on to McNally's stick and then throws a punch, throws another punch. Now he's going after him, holding on. Somehow no penalty called. Unbelievable that there was nothing called. First he was holding the stick, then he throws a punch to the head, throws another punch, holds on to the jersey. I'm not sure what they're waiting for before they call something, but who knows? Skylar Thomas, far side, hard rip, but stop on the Sky Sunday shot. And now we have a penalty coming. I believe it's to Elmira. Wait. I don't know. They're talking, the official going to talking to the Syracuse bench. And there's no penalty. I don't know. I don't know what the call is. Here's Whitlow. 5-0, under a minute and a half in the first on the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Bureau trying to cover his man. Oh, what a shot. Brad Voigt, underhand between the legs and pointing up to his fan club who are loving him back. It is a love-in for Bradley Voigt. He's played with the Rochester Nighthawks. He's a local legend in this area of upstate New York, and that is an absolute beauty. to change the direction. You can see he gets it, has his back to the net. When we take another peek. Here's Tommy Kelly ripping one, but it's way wide. And there's a loose ball pickup. Oh, Jay Chubb races in, gets the loose ball, and throws it away. It's been that kind of a night for Syracuse so far, not valuing possession of the ball enough. When they finally do win a loose ball battle, they just toss it aside. And Elmira right back to the attack with 42 to go in the first quarter. It's 6-0 Renegades in the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. At the end of the quarter, we'll take a quick break. That one's off the post, so it's no over and back. And the Renegades will get a fresh 30. Maybe. Oh, no, they've turned it off because there's less than that on the quarter. So it's the game clock. You can see it at the green there behind the net. 13 seconds. Hard shot. It's wide. Little fake. Hands it back up. 3 seconds. Shot from outside. Safe gathers. Ball's down. It's grabbed by Syracuse. And the first quarter will come to a close. And there's a player in at the net. Dwight Bureau is going to give him a shove and say, stay away from my goalie, as Kevin McNally got in there tight. And through 15 minutes of play in the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV, it's 6-0 for the Elmira Renegades. I'm Steven Stamp, and I will be right back with the rest of the second quarter after this quick break. All right, lacrosse friends, welcome back. We are ready to roll with quarter number 2. All Elmira Renegades in the first. They are up 6-0 in the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Steven Stamp, and to our right, now defending between the pipes for the Syracuse Spark is John Jacobs. Here's Palasek cutting across the top. Tries to get by Wallace. He just kind of flipped it up. Not sure if he lost it or what happened. And there is a Syracuse, not a power play? There should be a Syracuse power play. Why? I don't understand. Oh, okay, sorry. It's an Elmira power play. Trevor Stacey is in the penalty box for something he did at the end of that first quarter. So, my bad. It is an Elmira power play trying to extend their 6-0 lead. Here's Nick Miller backpedaling. Rips it. Hard shot, but no problem for Jacobs on that one. Wes Whitlow taking his time, goes to Dawson Tate. Here's Miller at the top as they go strong left. McCoy Abrams with a couple of goals, including that one that just beat the 30-second clock. They've got 14 on the 30 now. There's another save by Jacobs. It'll be a fresh 30 and possession for Elmira as that one went up and out of play. And the Renegades will get a fresh 30-second shot clock. Miller backpedaling. Looked like he might like the shot, but it wasn't there. That one's tipped away by Dwight Bureau Jr., and Bureau comes up with it, and he's got a man ahead. Throws it maybe a little too far. No, it's gone by Papa. What a goal! It's good! Karma and Papa, the lob pass ahead by Bureau looked like it might have been too far, but Papa tracks it down, is able to come up with the ball, and just stays out of the crease and drops it into the inside the near post. That is fantastic.
And the Spark are on the scoreboard. Scoring for the Syracuse Spark. Number 4, Carmen.
Short-handed marker for the Spark.
Thank you.
Kelly trying to pull it out. Real battle with him and Lombardi, who comes away with this. Chadwick zips in to snag that loose ball. And Chadwick runs into the corner. So a few seconds left. Just 5 on the penalty. So probably not going to take a shot here and risk Trevor Stacey getting out and having a breakaway. Yeah, they're actually making a change as Stacey returns to the floor. Behind the back attempt. O'Brien getting into it with Whitlow. Here's Jay Chubb. Leaves it there for Caleb Benedict. I haven't actually been calling a whole lot of the offensive zone players, but there's one. Skylar Thomas is turned aside. He's through the crease. He can't go and check. That should be called down. It is. Good heads up call by the ref. You can't go through the crease and then be the first player to play the ball or receive a pass, and you can't go through the crease and check an opponent until they've had a chance to clear. So it is Renegades ball, 18 on the shot clock. Voigt across. Voigt, who scored that exceptional goal, dropping it down underhand between the legs against the grain. That pass almost gets back over center, and it will be just thrown in by Harris. You recognize there are only a few seconds left in the shot clock. So Elmira changes 3 players on the way back since they had time, as Harris was able to buy them some, but they did send 2 guys back immediately. That is one of the things you'll see quite a bit of. And now, the 30 wasn't running, so they're going to blow play down and get it rolling again, as we were just over 3 minutes into the second quarter. That pass will get away and go over center. It's going to be an over and back. Oh, that's a pretty quick jump. No call. And the Renegades turn it into a goal. One Elmira player is on the floor, but Wes Whitlow with the finish. Definitely looked like he was out pretty early. Now, I'm not sure, do they call him when he comes off of the bench? I thought it was when he comes off the bench and not when you get out of the change box. The player coming off the floor just has to get into the change box, then you can go. But I thought you're supposed to stay in the bench, at least 1 foot in the bench, until he's in the change box. And the Elmira player coming off definitely was not in the change box yet. So, but what a play by Whitlow. Once he did get the ball racing in and tucking that one home. Kelly couldn't quite get it. Bill O'Brien does. He's going to run up into the offensive zone. Joking with Bill before the game about how we might see him playing some offenses. Yeah, he used those silky hands. What a save by Davy Jones, who has been dynamite, absolutely robbing Carmen Papa. Papa with the only goal for the Sparks so far is at 7-1 Elmira. Wallace setting up. Abrams circles around. Nice feed attempt to Owen Hill, but he couldn't quite accept the pass. That's some tough defense right on him. And Syracuse will run it up. Dylan Donahue hands it off. Sky Sunday throws it behind the net, cuts to the net, following his pass. Thinking about the dive from the back was Jay Chubb, so didn't get it. Now Stacy giving a shove to McCoy Abrams. And somebody's going to the box. I think it's Abrams. Holding call on McCoy Abrams. And I would imagine down 7-1 that Ron Cogan, is going to want to get a penalty shot here. Yeah, he's going to take it, and Skylar Thomas will be the guy. You've got to bet. After he had 3 of them last week, he came in with the hop, skip, and a jump move. The first one, a little fake that goes far side, tucks it in. The second one goes back the other way on a beautiful, heavy twister. The third one, he did the little hop and skip, but before he kept going, he saw that the goalie wasn't quite prepared, was waiting for him to get in, so just fired it on the run. Here he goes. We'll see if he does the hop and a skip. A little different. Oh, that's like the first goal last week. Coming from the same angle, comes across, little sidearm, tucks it inside the post. My goodness, he is virtually unstoppable on the penalty shot. And the Spark get their second goal of the game with 10:16 to go here in the second quarter. It is 7-2 for the Elmira Renegades. Elmira almost had him, but Carmen Papa in pressing. Tries to get it, does scoot. Oh no, the ball pops away from him. He's shoved down. That's going to be Syracuse possession. Good effort by Papa, and he draws the loose ball foul on Lucas Maloney. And we'll hand it off there to Leroy Halftown, who goes onto the backside of the stick on the hidden ball trick and kind of has to give himself away because he's got to flip it over to the other side. Rips it from the outside, stopped by Davy Jones. LeBourne couldn't come away with the ball, so it's still loose. Skylar Thomas fighting for it. It's grabbed there by Justin McKinney. Pulver trying to push the pace up the floor, but nobody really there to pass to, so they're just going to slow things down. Not quite the same pace as we saw last week. That Syracuse Jim Thorpe game was just mayhem from end to end constantly. It was really fun. Both teams, you can tell, have been studying how to try and take away the transition opportunities. It's working to slow things down a little. Palasek hands it off. And here's Donahue. Passes it through. Oh, great attempt. But off the post by Brian Phillips Jr. He's going to come set a pick. But Benedict had given up on it and was heading to the bench to get another player out. That's Sky Sunday coming onto the floor. That one's off the post. Delayed penalty coming to Elmira. So John Jacobs, he ran about 3/4 of the way to the bench. Then wasn't sure there was a penalty actually coming. There was. Oh my goodness, it'll be eliminated by Skylar Thomas, who is the breakout star of the PBLA through a week and a half of action here. What a finish by Skylar Thomas. And they're not going to have to use their penalty shot because they get the goal on the delayed penalty to eliminate it. My goodness, it's 7-3. You just keep giving Skylar Thomas the ball and letting him have some space. And you might see more and more of this in Syracuse coming back. He makes that look so easy. That's not that easy. He just makes it look like there's tons of room, and you just go sidearm and a little bouncer and piece of cake. Not for folks like me, I'll tell you. Ball pops loose all the way back down to Carmen Papa. There's one guy that when we talked to Ron Cogan this week before the game, the coach's call, that he was saying, he was really impressed with Carmen Papa. He thought he played very well all-around game. Here's Benedict, gets over to the far side. Sunday down low. Nice pass by Delilah. It's just tapped in by Benedict. It's a goal. Benedict, I think that went off the frame of the stick. We'll have to check. It never looked like he possessed it. It was a super quick stick. Great pass coming across. And looks like we have a timeout. So Elmira's taking a timeout as Syracuse is getting rolling. They haven't put the goal up on the scoreboard yet. They did indicate it, I'm sure. It's a beautiful play. That goal's still not up on the scoreboard. It's still showing 7-3, as you can see on our scoreboard. Yeah, I think the refs are talking to them now and saying, you got to put that up. We know you don't like it when the visiting team scores, but you still have to put their goals up. There it goes. It's 7-4. And Brian Hobart has talked to his Elmira Renegades, who were, it was looking like everything was going their way, but Skylar Thomas with 2 goals, 1 penalty shot and 1 on the delayed penalty. Papa with 1, and then the last one there. And here we go. Caleb Benedict was the guy who got that last goal. There's Sky Sunday. Nice pass through to Thomas, but that one's tipped, blocked by a defender en route. Great defensive slide to take away the chance from Thomas, who was all alone on the crease. Here's Braden Wallace going to the net, puts his shoulder down to try and initiate contact, but as he did so, colliding with the big man Brian Phillips Jr., the ball popped out. He did get it back. They're down to 13 on the shot clock. Tate loses it. McCoy Abrams tried to get it. He's going to be banged by Trevor Stacey. Heads up play by Stacey there to not go overboard, knowing that it was late in the 30. All he had to do was prevent Abrams from being able to pick up the ball and get away. Did so and gets possession back for Syracuse. Palasek to the far side to Skylar Thomas. Gets underneath, goes to the net, shoots, stopped. What a quick first step by Thomas to get there. We're going to have the media timeout. Skylar Thomas saying, that was a check right in the middle of my back. No call, and we will go to the break. 7-4, Renegades over the Spark. I'm Steven Stamp. We'll be back with the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. All right, lacrosse friends, coming out of the commercial or the media break, media timeout, it will be Elmira with the ball in the stick of Nick Miller. Some forecheck pressure from Nate Schultzke, and Schultzke is a buzzsaw. He won't give up. They do get it up into the offensive zone. Only 17 to work with on the shot clock as Abrams gets a big pick. That's too much, but they let it go, and that left Owen Hill wide open, but he dropped the ball. Trevor Stacey tries to make the pass, does eventually get to Bill O'Brien. And Hill, with the trail check, gets it back. O'Brien on him, gives him a shove that actually helps him get going, but then runs into Stacey. Stacey gives him a swat. Phillips Jr. up the floor. Syracuse. Stacey and O'Brien are just getting to the bench after chasing back on that defensive effort. There's Brian Phillips Jr. I thought he was in the crease. No call, but he was stopped anyway by Davy Jones. Portelli, nice spin move. Trying to get by Thomas. That gets behind Jacobs. Is it in? Chadwick thinks it is. Oh, and heads up play by Skylar Thomas to pull it out before a ref can see it behind the line. That may have been. That's going to be interesting to see if that one actually got in. It was very close. It got through Jacobs. Not sure how far it went. That one goes in. No question about that. On the run, Austin Finger tucks that one in. You know, and the last one didn't go in. I just had another peek at it, and it did not go in. So it was a good call, but then right back up the other way. The pass is tipped down by the goaltender, and then the outlet pass. What a long rip. Great play to find Finger, and he just goes hard twister back against the green, tucks it past Jacobs. And it's 8-4. The timeout worked. Took a bit, but it has effect. Austin Finger with his first of the game. Kelly and Lombardi back to the face-off dot to continue the pitched battle that they have been enjoying. Kelly pulled that one out pretty cleanly, but good support by McKinney, and it's going to be Lombardi coming away with a spin move. He's going back over. That's just a mental error by Lombardi. You can go back over center, but not once you've established your direction. If you get it over center first and then go back, you can do it right away. But he was clearly running towards the far goal. No question about that one as he went back over. Here's Hank Delisle. Trying to, oh, that's a big, that's a penalty. I was wondering if the hand would go up as Brody LeBourne got high on, I think it was Brian Phillips Jr. Schultzke gets stripped. Nice heads-up play by Bradley Voigt as Schultzke did not realize somebody was coming. And we'll see if it's a 2 or a 5. Brody LeBourne arguing. So it's 2 minutes roughing. So they're not going to call the elbow. It looked like contact to the head. It was Brian Phillips Jr. that he knocked down. So, penalty to LeBourne. 4:46 to go. Yeah, we're going to have a penalty shot. Wait, and it's going to be Caleb Benedict. A little surprised because Skylar Thomas, who was actually on the floor standing in the change box, he's a little surprised too because he is 4 for 4 on penalty shots. But they are going to change things up a bit. Ron Cogan has a feeling that Caleb Benedict's got one in him. Here he comes. Scored a lovely goal earlier. This one will be very different if he gets it. And he does. Great patience. Enough fakes to get Davy Jones dropping and then just boom, tucks it over the shoulder. Beautiful finish by Caleb Benedict. Virtually Skylar Thomasian in the skill. And Caleb Benedict makes it 8-5. And the Spark have some serious momentum here in the second quarter. And it was the second that killed them last week. They had a really tough quarter against the Jim Thorpe All-Americans. And Jim Thorpe just kind of ran away from them. And now Syracuse has worked hard to turn that around. And Tommy Kelly gets them the ball back. And they're going to try and close it to within 2.
Defense.
Oh, nice rip. They do it. It's a beautiful finish there by Hank Delisle. Such a skilled shooter. He had not the best game last week. I think a little rusty was shaken off as he got back into it because he didn't look as sharp as I'm used to seeing him. But that is a beautiful shot. That is the Hank Delisle that absolutely ripped it up in his junior days. You can see him take the pass. Just get a little pick and dead overhand, high to the far corner. So that's not an over and back. That's a good non-call on Braden Wallace, if you're wondering. He did go back over center, but he had not established himself going the other way. You can initially come back over center on the initial possession after the faceoff. Backdoor attempt, Abrams, that's off the outside of the post, and Bureau has it. Little fake, now he passes it ahead. Here comes Schultzke. Loved seeing what he did in the Lax Night tournament. He is coming in tonight, pretty quiet night, but he is fired up to be out and playing his first professional game. Here's Palasek. Jimmy Chadwick way out on him, but he gets the pass through to Stacy. Nice cut to the middle. Stacy with the catch, but he's turned aside by Davy Jones. But everything is going Syracuse now. They're within 2. Dylan Donahue backing away. He wants it back, but Chubb's going to fire and scores. Davy Jones, who was so sharp early, got a bit of that one, and you can see it just drop down and roll in. And now there's some pushing and shoving after the fact. Stacy hanging on to an Elmira player, and he's going to go to the box. But Jay Chubb will just come to get the pass at the top. And that is from way outside. His foot almost on the restraining line. May have actually gone off the post. It definitely, Davy Jones got a bit of it. We got a 1-goal game. And with Stacy taking that penalty, has Elmira used both of their penalty shots? I'm trying to think. Yeah, they have. Owen Hill has used their 2. Has he not? Pulver's talking to them, to the officials. I thought Owen Hill. I thought they'd used their 2 for the half. Yeah, I think it's made clear they have. Owen Hill has taken them both back in the first quarter. I think it was 2 of the first 4 goals they got were penalty shot goals. So 2 minutes for roughing to Trevor Stacy. We'll send the Renegades back to the power play. So after the momentum all going Syracuse's way, some of it handed back to Elmira. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. Nice hustle by Kelly to pop that ball loose. It looked like Wallace was going to get it. And then Papa goes in and have a 30-second call. Syracuse has possession. Skylar Thomas setting a pick. Another pick. Rolls in. Gets the pass from Donahue. Nobody's really there. Syracuse Going to take their time. Not really pushing as they're shorthanded. They're actually sending. They've sent Dwight Barrow out. He's just backpedaling. He and Zachary Hops already in the defensive zone. And Sky Sunday's going to get off with 3 seconds left and then just rolled behind the net. Good penalty kill shift. Donahue rolled it behind, and here comes Elmira to set up on the power play. This is Kevin McNally. Leaves it for Owen Hill. Abrams to Miller. Now they get over to the righties as they are lefty strong. Miller's backpedaling, sidestepping, rips it, saved by Jacobs. He's been pretty sharp since he came in. Did give up the 1 goal. I believe it was 7-1 when he came in, or was it 6-0? Might have started the second quarter. Oh, big hit, penalty coming to Nick Miller. He's upset about it as he rammed Schultzke into the box, and Bill O'Brien will go have a chat with him. And O'Brien going after Miller, and Miller says, nope, I am not about to fight Bill O'Brien, and I think that's a wise decision. The outlet pass went. Jeez, I don't. So Stacy is still in the box for Syracuse. O'Brien is going as well for coming and getting involved. I'm not sure he actually did that much. On the other hand, honestly, I'm not 100% convinced that check was even a penalty. It was loud. Check into the shoulder. He went into the boards, but it looked like a fine cross check. Nick Miller's very upset. He was hopping up and down, wondering why he got the call. Just 2 minutes to go in the first half. We will recap the first half. When time runs out, then we'll have some time for you to go and do whatever you need to do. So the penalty's being explained to the captains. That's Jacob Pulver, number 12 for Elmira, and Dwight Barrow Jr. for the Spark, who have had a pretty substantial spark here in the second quarter, trailed by just 1 goal. So if those penalties offset, that will mean that Elmira will stay on the power play. If the oh my. It's a major. So Nick Miller has been given a major for boarding. And O'Brien gets the minor. So that means those will both go up. They'll be in there, and we will be 4-on-3 for Elmira for 34 seconds. And then when Stacy's penalty ends, he'll come out and we'll be on 4-on-4 for minute 26. And then after that minute 26, it will be the power play for Syracuse. And I'm not sure. It'll be interesting because, as I mentioned, the rule is that if there's a major, but they're offset, but then a minor at the same time. If there's a major, you can choose to take a penalty shot and a 2-minute minor. But Syracuse is, you know what, they've already used their 2 penalty shots, the goal by Thomas and the goal by Benedict, so it's irrelevant. 8 seconds till Stacy's released. Syracuse will just fire on Benedict with a couple seconds left on the 30. Misses, and Justin McKinney will get possession. That ball went up and out of play, and the ref has to pull one out. It got a little jammed up in his pocket, but he got it out, and here's McCoy Abrams. 4-on-4 for another minute 14. There's 1 second more in the first half than there is in that penalty. So, nice finish. Backdoor. Great pass from McCoy Abrams, and Dawson Tate with a beautiful tap-home finish. You can see Tate. It's going to be a bit of a pass across. Tate just slipping into the back door. They just completely lost track of Dawson Tate. He was all alone on the backside.
Scoring for the Elmira Renegades, number 71, Wes Whitlow.
So it's 9-7. That's a big one for Elmira. You do not, after that huge lead, want to let your opponent come back all the way. So now with a 2-goal lead into the final minute of the half. But the chance, is it good? It is. Delayed goal call, but eventually it's made for Tommy Palasek, going to the crease, avoiding the line, diving across, tucking it home. Davy Jones says, I think he was on the crease line. But of course you would, Davy. I don't know. It looked okay from here. So 47.1 to go. We're still 4-on-4. It was pretty close, but Palasek with a nice job, and it's a 1-goal game once again. I'm Steven Stamp. This is the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV.
Thank you.
Skylar Thomas spins past Portelli, gets the shot. Portelli gets kind of blown up. The stick went helicoptering. Flip past him, and there's going to be, I think a call is coming as Thomas is flattened into the crease, and he is laying there, not looking very comfortable. I haven't actually seen a hand go up. The trainer's coming out. Yeah, I could be wrong. There may be no penalty here. By the way, I did have another look. When Thomas went to the crease earlier and was calling for the check in the back, it was absolutely not a penalty. No, he was calling Wolf on that one. Thomas takes off the helmet, shakes out the hair. Looks like he's all right. With 17.4 to go. No indications of any penalties. The officials still having a discussion. Dwight Barrow Jr. is there. And now Pulver going in. Pulls Harris away because he knows he's the only one who can go and be a part of the discussion. Only your captain can go, or an alternate if the captain is not out there. Brian Hobart and Joe Smith on the Elmira bench are wondering why Syracuse has possession. So Jacobs has gone to the bench with 17.4 left. Hank Delisle will have the ball. And it'll be a 5-on-4. Still one player for each team in the penalty box. 16 seconds left on the O'Brien Minor. 3:16 left on the Nick Miller Major. Thanks for being with us for the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. 6 seconds. Benedict, far side. Backdoor, great passing play. Benedict to Thomas, and putting it in the back of the net was Sky Sunday to tie it up with 1.2 seconds left after a huge run by Elmira early. Then the big comeback by Syracuse. We are going to start the second half at 2-2, or tied up after 2 quarters at 9-9. Just a lovely passing play. Syracuse taking their time, taking advantage of that extra attacker. Quick passing and right on the back door, tucking home the crease quick stick with Sky Sunday. Just 1.2 on the clock. So nothing really is going to come of it. Miller. Why is Nick Miller not in the penalty box? Maybe he is and he's just sitting down and I can't see him. So we're going to halftime. Stay with us. We will take a look around the league here for a moment as Miller, I'm trying to see if he has gone over to the bench. I know Bill O'Brien went to the bench, which I thought was early, but there are no penalties. We'll see. Miller was over at the bench. He should still have 3 minutes left. That was another 4-on-4 goal. He should still have 3 minutes on that major. So we are in week 2 of the PBLA season. All started last week with the Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. A 15-2 win by the Jim Thorpe All-Americans over this Syracuse Spark club. The Binghamton Bombers with a big 15-14 win, a nail-biter over the Renegades of Elmira. Then the Hampton Hammerheads hammering the Salem Mayhem 18-12. And the final game last week, it was the Chowderheads and Kyle Baker with the overtime winner, beating the Trenton Terror 16-15. Week 2 got going last night with the Terror rebounding for a 20-9 win over the Hammerheads. And tonight, we have the Charlotte Bootleggers playing host to the Jim Thorpe All-Americans. And, of course, here the Renegades and the Spark playing in Elmira at the First Arena. And I am Steven Stampa with your halftime report. It has been quite a season so far, and what a comeback. Huge lead for the Elmira Renegades early on, and then they bounced back, the Syracuse Spark did, to tie things up. An unbelievable comeback to make it 9-9 for the Renegades and the Spark. And it is going to be fascinating to see what happens as I just dropped my pen on camera. In the second half, it has been an exciting game. You can see the momentum swinging back for the Spark. Remember, the changes happen with players have to go off on their defensive door, the door closest of the bench, closest to the goalie, come on the floor on the offensive door, the door farthest from the goalie, which of course serves to eliminate the possibility of taking away the length of the bench to try and stop transition. So it is a fast transition game. All the teams, after a ton of transition and trying to adjust to it last week, have made some adjustments. We see it tonight. We know everyone is working on it, and we're seeing some of that happening. But it's still a very high-scoring game, 9-9. We're on track for 36 goals in this game. Of course, the Spark coming back. We've seen power play goal or penalty shot goals, 4 of them, a pair by Owen Hill, and 1 each by Skylar Thomas and Caleb Benedict. And then Sky Sunday with the goal with just 1.2 seconds to go in the first half, tied things up at 9-9. And there will be lots more action. Check out PBLA.com to see the schedule for the entire season. The Lacrosse TV games of the week for the PBLA are shown on the schedule. And there's lots of activity, lots of excitement coming up. We will be bringing you games every week, and hopefully even more. We're hoping to get lots of content out to you so you can see this exciting version of professional box lacrosse making its debut tonight in Elmira in week 2 of the PBLA season here from the First Arena. And it is Renegades 9, Spark 9. I'm Steven Stamp, and we'll be back with the second half in 12 minutes. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. What a first half of action on Lacrosse TV, the PBLA Game of the Week. It is 9-9, the big early start. Running away early on were the Elmira Renegades, and then coming back with the improbable tie game at the half. 9-9, the Syracuse Spark get on a roll and get the last one with 1.2 seconds to go in the first half. Close game in tonight's other game going on at the half as well. That one, the Jim Thorpe All-Americans going into Charlotte and leading the Charlotte Bootleggers 9-7 at halftime. This is the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I am Steven Stamp, pleased to be bringing you the game. Again, Joe Sullivan not able to make it this week. So I'm flying solo. The fans are enjoying themselves here. The PA guy pumping them up. Every suite around the concourse level full of people. Talked to some folks at halftime. Everyone really enjoying the game so far. I think the Elmira folks were really liking it when their club was up. Kelly and Lombardi once again at the dot. Syracuse in the third quarter, once again, as they did in the second, will head right to left. They're in the bright orange with the blue jersey numbers. And the Elmira Renegades, the home club, will be going left to right with the burgundy on top and black in the middle, the white piping. Pretty nifty outfits for them. So Nick Miller is back in the penalty box. I don't understand why we're 5-on-5 though. Yeah, Syracuse is saying, wait, why are we not on the power play? Miller's in the penalty box. There should be 3:16 left, I believe. And Ron Cogan is talking to the official, and I'm not sure what they're telling him. Like, why would you have 5-on-5 lacrosse? It just makes no sense. The penalties were taken off the scoreboard, the screen here at the end of the half, but the scorekeeper doesn't get to decide. The fans are getting a little restless, waiting, but wow, we're going 5-on-5. That's crushing for Syracuse to lose 3:16 of power play time. And now the official's still discussing it. Well, somebody's going back over to the Syracuse bench to talk to Ron Cogan. He's not going to be any more satisfied with this explanation because there is no logical explanation. But we're going 5-on-5. It's 9-9 and we're 5-on-5. This is the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. And Syracuse will get possession. On the face-off violation, I don't think they consider that to be an even trade for the 3:16 of power play time they're losing. But they get a chance right off the bat. Hank Delisle is stopped, is rolling down Davy Jones. He had no idea where it was, and it was trickling slowly down his gear. Got tied up in something and then fell down. It was picked up by Pulver, the captain, who gave it to Braden Wallace. He gets it to Tate. And here come the Renegades. Backdoor attempt, Voigt with the quick stick, but Jacobs, who stayed in after relieving the starter, Edmund Cathers, and he makes a nice save on the cross-crease pass, and here comes Syracuse. Trevor Stacy. Nobody gets on him, so he lets it rip, but it is blocked by McCoy Abrams, who's not feeling very good after taking that shot from the stick of Stacy. Voigt runs it up, hands it off to Bertelli, Abrams is just getting to the bench to change out as he was hit in the leg and is very, very uncomfortable. Penalty coming, delayed call on Syracuse. They're calling for the goaltender. Chadwick's gone to the bench to change. Syracuse will pick it up and play will be blown down. It's going to be a holding call to the Spark. Bill O'Brien going to the box. So Elmira is going to take the penalty shot. Again, you get 2 times per half. You can opt to take a penalty shot instead of a minor penalty, or instead of a major, you can take a penalty shot and a minor. So you get the penalty shot and still have the 2-minute power play. O'Brien will go back to the bench. He'll thank he's a very polite guy. He can be pretty mean out on the floor. He plays a rough and tumble game, but he is quite a gentleman, and he was thanking the penalty box attendant for his service. Owen Hill, he's got a pair already. This is not Kevin Owen Hill, who plays in the league for Jim Thorpe. This is Owen Hill. They both played at World Juniors. They're both good. Representing Haudenosaunee, here they come representing the Renegades. Hill with another one. Very similar to his first goal. The Skylar Thomas sidearm. We've seen that work very well, and it's 10-9. Penalty shot goal is third of the game by Owen Hill. Boy, one thing that's kind of occurring to me here is there are going to be some huge scoring totals for the guys who take penalty shot goals. Because Thomas had 3 last week. Thomas has 1 this week. He's added other goals and spectacular goals. Owen Hill, that's his 3rd penalty shot goal in this game. We're only a minute 20 into the second quarter. Just nice moves. Very, some great stick handling and fakes by Hill, but not overdoing it. He just a couple of quick ones, and then boom, changes the angle, changes the plane, tucks it home. Maloney up to Wallace. Interesting when you think that, that penalty came and the penalty shot, again, while Elmira should have been shorthanded. So it's a weird one. 30 expires. The ball was being turned over anyway, it looks like. And here comes Carmen Papa. Backdoor attempt. Little sidearm shot by Thomas, but he is turned aside by Davy Jones. Syracuse gets the ball back, and they go quickly. Sunday over to Thomas behind the net. Caleb Benedict is being watched by Davy Jones. Throws it out. Thomas gets it. It may have been tipped on the way out. It got away from him. I think McKinney might have got a bit of it. Thomas looking for the pass. Shovels it over to Benedict. I don't know how he got that through everyone, but he got it there. Benedict with the underhand shot. Davy Jones goes down low to make the save. Owen Hill was up the floor, but the pass was a little too far for him. And then it bounces off the top of the glass and takes a funny hop. Outlet pass from Trevor Stacey. Nice job. Oh, they can't hit Sunday, though. Sunday just missing the pass after the Stacey to Zachary Hops. Beautiful tic-tac-toe play, but the toe just wasn't there. Elmira sets up with this 1-goal lead that they enjoy. Whitlow to Tate. If you recognize Whitlow and Tate from Canadian Juniors, each team is allowed a handful of Canadians, but it is primarily American and First Nations players in the league. Long outlet pass, doesn't quite connect with Hank Delisle, and he didn't know where it went. That gave Bradley Voigt time to get it, but he just kind of throws it wildly. And Delisle stepped in the crease and then picked up the ball, or picked it up as he was in the crease. And that'll turn it back to Elmira. There's Jimmy Chadwick along the boards. Watched by Palasek. He's looking behind him. There's nobody coming to set a pick at the moment. Good to keep your head on a swivel, though. Everybody way outside, and Harris decides to just let one rip. The offense for Elmira just kind of standing around the outside on that one. And now they're down to a second left, and Harris is going to lob that one up and out of play. No penalty. I'm pretty sure. I know at one point it would have been, and it may still be in the National Lacrosse League. That would be a penalty. There are leagues where if you throw it up and out of play, like that, it's a delay of game call. Nothing here though. It's just turned over. Syracuse gets it, and then the strip, half down, trying to get it. Nice defensive work there by McKinney, having himself a pretty solid game, but is turned back over. Here's Brian Phillips Jr. Oh, tries to catch Davy Jones napping, almost a back in by Braden Wallace, but he just avoids it. But what a save by Jones! As Phillips got the quick release through the screen. Wallace gets it up over center. Braden Wallace having himself a pretty solid outing, the alternate captain for Elmira. Here's Owen Hill, he of the trio of penalty shot goals. Yeah, we've had 5 of the 19 goals this game scored on the penalty shot. This little reverse whip attempt by McCoy Abrams. Good to see him back and moving well after that, blocking that shot with his leg or some part of his body that was not feeling very good after the contact. Here's Benedict. Gets a little pick from Sunday, whips it across to the far side. Donahue throws it behind the net. The dunk attempt, is it good? They're waiting. Yes, it's a goal. Not sure if the ref was just trying to make his determination if it was okay, but that one tucked in from behind the net. And Syracuse has tied it right back up. 5.5 minutes into this third quarter. I'm Steven Stamp with the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Glad to have you with us.
Scoring for the Spark at the 9:32 mark of the third
Was that Skylar Thomas behind the net? Oh, it was. Yeah. Oh, he's quick. Boy, he got the ball, knew what he was going to do immediately, and did it as soon as he got that ball. Kelly with the big face-off win, whips it ahead. He's rammed into the boards. Penalty coming there. O'Brien going after Chadwick, and Chadwick going to get a call. The Renegades pick it up and play is blown down. Yeah, it's going to be a boarding call, which I'm going to say 2 minutes for boarding. See if they actually make him serve it. Sorry, I'm just a little bitter. I don't root for anybody, but I do think that the penalties should be served in their entirety. And I think we're going to go back to the penalty shot. Maybe not. Had somebody in the penalty box was indicating for the penalty shot, but it doesn't look like Ron Cogan has opted to go for it. It looks like he's going to go for the power play. Delisle up to Skylar Thomas. There's Leroy Halftown as their strong left. Benedict. And Sky Sunday down low. Sky Sunday slides out to the top of the crease. Cuts across a couple of cutters. Scissor pick. And it opens up the lane, but Halftown's shot is stopped by Davy Jones. He saw it all the way. And on the run is Braden Wallace. Little fake by Whitlow. He'll just hold it off. They got 10 left that they can kill on this shot clock. Dawson Tate is actually, I think he's directing people to go to the bench. Let's get a change. They didn't. They're just going down. McCoy Abrams will head back and play D, as will Owen Hill. And we've got the guys who are out in the offensive zone have come back now. They did get one change. McKinney gets out there. Palasek at the top for Syracuse. They were strong right this time. Backdoor attempt. Sky Sunday looked like he had to double clutch a bit. Like it was kind of a slow quick stick, and Davy Jones had plenty of time to get over there. Palasek fighting for it, but is stripped. Nice play by McCoy Abrams, who's been doing it at both ends of the floor. Here comes Owen Hill. 35 left on the penalty. Oh, we got that up on the scoreboard too. That's cool. 10 on the shot clock. Gets into the final 5 seconds. Goes to tenths of a second to count it down. They lob it into the corner. Wallace very calmly tosses it over there. And just 6 seconds left for Syracuse on the power play. Yeah, and they're not going to try anything here because Chadwick would be sprung for a fast break if they were unsuccessful with the shot. Thomas to Phillips Jr. Back to Thomas on his offside. Draws everyone and then fires it across. That was close to going in. Good shot by Donahue on the lovely drawn dish by Thomas. But Davy Jones got just enough. Sent that chance to Davy Jones' locker. Here's Dawson Tate. Braden Wallace gets a pick. Oh, nice pass down low. Oh, Brad Voigt tried to float one far side top corner. It's just a little bit high. Now he's going to pressure, but Skylar Thomas makes the outlet pass. Sorry, that was Hank Delisle. No, it was Thomas. I was right. Carmen Papa. He'll go change after giving it to Jay Chubb. Palasek. Syracuse just kind of getting into their offensive flow with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And even then, not really a lot coming. So they just shoot from the outside. And they almost got a reset as the rebound bounced out to Palasek, but it got away from him. Here's Pulver. Shoots, save. Kind of ricocheted off the chest of Jacobs. Got up to the shoulder, but he managed to knock it down. And here comes Leroy Halftown the other way. Benedict. Momentary advantage here. And Stacy tries to take advantage. The pass gets away from him. Now, it went in, but Stacy was in the crease, and that's a good call. Now Stacy is grabbing the mask. Oh, my goodness. Starts throwing punches against a non-willing combatant. That should be an instigator call. And the end of the night for Trevor Stacey. We'll see what is called. They're taking him over to the penalty box for now. Skylar Thomas is going too. And James Chadrick wants to get the crowd fired up. The referees will get together and discuss this. 5:48 to go. We could take the media time out here. Yep, I think we're going to. We'll be back as they discuss it on Lacrosse TV. All right, we are back on the PBLA Game of the Week. Trevor Stacey, for the second week in a row, has been ejected. I think for multiple majors. Definitely has one here. We'll see what the calls are. They're about to announce penalties. Looks like Austin Finger for Elmira has a minor. Stacey for sure had a major, and then Skylar Thomas was given a minor. Syracuse is going to have to send their in-home, which I think is Nate Schultzke, over to serve whatever time Trevor Stacey has. And the officials are explaining it. The one thing is there could be multiple penalty shots here. Oh, no, Owen Hill's already taken one this half for Elmira, so they only have one left. But they could take it on the minor, or they could take it on the major, and then they would get a minor. So they would actually, see, if they take it on the major, would they not go 5-on-3? This is the first time we've seen this happen, so we'll see. I think they're explaining all that to Brian Hobart. He's saying penalty shot, but which one? Okay, we're going to get the list. Coming over the PA. All right, so, hang on.
Austin Finger, 2 minutes for roughing. Sport penalty on number 66, Skylar Thomas. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
So Skylar Thomas for Syracuse and Austin Finger for Elmira have gotten offsetting minors. And after the penalty shot, I'll explain to you all the penalties for Trevor Stacey. It's Owen Hill again. He has 3, 4 power play penalty shot goals for Owen Hill. What a night for that young man. They are celebrating with him. And they go ahead, 11-10. So what happens, to clarify this, because the minors were offsetting for Finger and Thomas, those don't affect manpower, but what Elmira chose was to take the penalty shot and the minor penalty. So they have 5. Syracuse has 5 players there. They should have 4. It should be a power play. So the one, you get the option with the major of having a penalty shot and a 2-minute power play. And now one player has come off. I believe Tommy Kelly just came to the bench. And it is 5-on-4 for Elmira. And the player, it's Schultzke, has to go and serve, and he has to serve the full 5 minutes. So if Elmira scores, Syracuse does get to put a player back on the floor, but it will not be Nate Schultzke. He's got to serve the full 5, and then he'll be released at the next stoppage after that. And of course, Thomas and Finger will get out after the first stoppage after their 2 minutes are up. Oh.
Let's go Renegades!
They've actually put 4 minutes up, which doesn't make sense to me. It should be 2 minutes. You get the power, you get the penalty shot, and the 2-minute power play. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, Wallace with the rip. It's wide. It's going to stay in play, and Wallace will track down his own rebound. They gave him a fresh 30, even though it never touched the goalie. Now, and they're going to say 30. Good. One of the refs was heads up, called the 30, running out, and the official saying, yeah, put the ball down. Braden Wallace is wondering why, because he saw the 30 reset, but that ball never came close to hitting goalie Josh Jacobs. And here's Tommy Palasek going for a run. Syracuse down by 1 and shorthanded. Palasek will rip it with 13 to go and put a back attempt by Hank Delisle. What a save by Davy Jones. The forecheck pressure by Jay Chubb. And the 8-second count is getting tight, but Elmira makes it. They beat the line, and Pulver into the offensive zone. Wallace will slow things down. They're going to set up the power play. O'Brien and Bureau Jr. down low. There's a shot by McCoy Abrams. It's wide. Palasek and Chubb are the high men on the penalty kill, but they're going to go to the bench as that was an over and back on the wide shot. I'm Steven Stamp. It's the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I like the little list during the media timeout of all the things you can see on Lacrosse TV, including the Gataway Cup last fall that I had the pleasure to call at Trenton University as the Excalibur won their first the Gataway Cup championship for Canadian University Field Lacrosse action. That shot is wide. It's scooped up by Owen Hill, and the Renegades will head up and set up their power play. It should be ending in 4 seconds, but it looks like it will not. Okay. They're going to keep it. I don't get it. I don't really understand. I read the rule book pretty carefully. I don't really get what's happening here, but Stacy got a bunch of penalties. He got 5 for fighting. Oh, I know what it is. No, never mind. He got 2. They're right. They have it right. He got 5 for fighting, 2 for removing the helmet of his opponent, and 2 for being the aggressor because he kept fighting after they told him to stop. And then the game misconduct, which comes with the aggressor call. So it's the helmet removal and the aggressor. So basically instigator and aggressor penalties. That's why it's 4 minutes, so they've got it. So it's the minor or the mate. So they took the penalty shot, and then there were all the other penalties. Well, okay, so I take it back. They figured it all out. That's after the 30, as Davy Jones knew the 30 was expiring, just stood there, and Tommy Palasek tucked it home. Ron Kogan is irate because he thought it was good. I thought it was after the buzzer. It was close. Back on the power play. 44 more seconds. And I do apologize to the refs because I was questioning, but they sorted it all out and got it up on the board. There's a hard underhand shot by Voigt. He is going to get the ball bounced back to him, but Bill O'Brien boxes him out, gets the ball, drives through the forechecking Wes Whitlow, and makes the pass ahead, but it gets away from Carmen Papa, and Dawson Tate will pick it up. The Renegades get it back. Ahead to Nick Miller. Here's McCoy Abrams. Schultzke is released. We're back to even strength. Just a minute 40 or so to go here in the third quarter. Boy, 9-9 at the half. So averaging 9 goals per quarter. And here we're near the end of the third. We've only had 3 in this quarter. One of them was a penalty shot. Nice behind the back rip pass by Hank Delisle. That is the Delisle skill we've seen. That's a back end. It went back. It was stopped. Syracuse tried to recover. Elmira got it, but then they threw it into the crease. And that created a great chance for Leroy Halfdown. But Davy Jones, another big stop. Miller sprints into the offensive zone. He's on his offside. He's looking for some help and is able to hand it off there to Lucas Maloney. Still only 4 Renegades out. Now the 5th one comes. It's Owen Hill. He'll set a pick for McNally. McNally rolls off it. It's a pretty nice play. Hill gets it back, and that is deadly. Is it good? It is. Owen Hill doesn't have to be a penalty shot. He is deadly when he is on top of the crease, too. And he is rewarded for the hard, solid pick. Not too hard. That was a good, clean pick. But He gets that loose ball and tucks it home. Another 5-hole bouncer by Owen Hill.
Scoring for the Renegades in the 52nd mark of the third quarter, number 24, Owen Hill.
Renegades come away with the ball after extending their lead to 12-10. Braden Wallace comes up with it off the faceoff. They're going to try and keep pushing it away. Boy, the first quarter was all Elmira. Second quarter, all Syracuse. Third quarter, decided edge to the Renegades to this point. Hard shot from Wallace is stopped by Jacobs. And Syracuse can get the last shot here. See if Jacobs goes to the bench. Nobody's calling him yet. A little surprised they didn't decide to go for the extra attacker. They're barely getting their 5 attackers out there. It took till the last 10 seconds, and then the pass is almost thrown away. They've got 5 on it. Sidearm shot. Well, that's all they needed. They didn't have to get everyone ready and run plays. They just had to throw it up top. And just rip it home. I think that was that Dylan Donahue with that one. One of the stranger final 30-second plays you'll see, but it works to a charm for the Spark and gives them a little spark heading in to the third quarter intermission. 1.5 seconds to go, so not much is going to happen here other than Tommy Kelly getting a face-off win. Actually, it was Dwight Bureau Jr. So we will go to the third intermission break with the score 12-11 in favor of the Elmira Renegades on the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Steven Stamp. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back, Lacrosse friends. It's time for the fourth quarter of the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. 12-11, the Elmira Renegades lead, and Lombardi has the face-off win for them as they will try to extend that. I'm Steven Stamp, pleased to be bringing you this game from the First Arena in Elmira. It is a nice rink. I am enjoying it here. The fans are enjoying it. We've got a lot of people here. All the suites are full. Easily 2,000 or more tonight. Don't know the exact count. Here's Dawson Tate. Late in the shot clock. They get one off, but it's wide from McCoy Abrams. And the 30 will expire. It's going to be over and back. 30. Oh, that's going to be a penalty for Braden Wallace. It's got to be a penalty. Yep, delay a game. And Braden Wallace is asking why. Play was blown down. He picked it up. You can't do that. And it'll be a penalty shot. And it's Skylar Thomas at center, already has the ball, waiting to go. So Wallace is released. And a chance to tie it up 38 seconds into the fourth quarter. A 12-11 Elmira lead could disappear in a heartbeat. I haven't seen Skylar Thomas. Well, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to give him the broadcaster jinx. He's been very good. Here he comes again with the wide, the little hop and the skip. Shoots, he stopped. I jinxed him anyway. I was going to say, I haven't seen him stop on a penalty shot, but he missed the net on that one. And it remains 12-11 for the Elmira Renegades. Will have a face-off. Lombardi and Kelly once again to contest what has been quite a battle at the dot all evening long. Syracuse is going to come away with it. Jimmy Chadwick is down. Chadwick is down on the turf. He's gradually getting up. A couple of shots for Syracuse, and then it is grabbed and the outlet pass. From Brody LeBourne leads to a break for the Renegades. They didn't get the shot on net, but Whitlow does pick up the loose ball, goes to the net. Nice save by Jacobs as Whitlow was just allowed to go all alone to the net. He'll slow things down after getting a fresh 30 on the reset. Here's Nick Miller. Changes direction. Benedict on him. Fights to the crease. That's going to be a crease violation. And here come the Spark. Zachary Hops on the run. Haven't seen too much of him. He had a great game last week. Ron Cogan noted him as a player who really stepped up his game. Been pretty quiet this evening. That's a hard shot from Leroy Halfdown, but well off the target. Did bounce out to Dylan Donahue. Here's Thomas. Oh, nice pass. Big pick from Chubb, but it kind of ran his defender right into Brian Phillips Jr., who was knocked down. Thomas got it back, but he's going to run out of time in the 30. That shot was taken out. Syracuse gets it back. You can't. That was after the 30 expired. Oh my, they're going to let him keep playing. Syracuse has a chance to get it back. The Lacrosse gods, though, are on Elmira's side as Braden Wallace goes and gets that one. He might be my favorite player in this game tonight, other than that kind of foolish delay of game penalty he took. He has been outstanding tonight for the Elmira Renegades. Portelli. Wow. Scores. They're waving it off. I don't know why. They say no goal for Elmira. Fans don't like it. They were pumped for another Renegades marker. It's kind of just a little sidearm, excuse me, shot from, didn't look that dangerous, but he managed to bounce it home. And here they're going to try and get another one as Kevin McNally's running the floor, hands it off to McKinney. Justin McKinney will give it away, and they will go and change, get some fresh legs out there on offense. Wes Whitlow looking to the bench, finds Miller. Palasek on him, McCoy Abrams with the pick. The roll is there, but man of a force maybe. He was pretty well covered, and Syracuse with the solid defense comes away with the ball. They had the man up the floor. Might have been a good decision by Caleb Benedict. He's going to go hidden ball trick, and now we'll pass it down to the guy who was up there, who's Jake Chubb. I don't think the pass was there. It may have been, even if he got it through. I'm not sure it was going to really benefit because Chubb was on his own with a couple of defenders near him. Oh, and Caleb Benedict, he is creating a new style of backdoor quick stick. He was on his offside, but still just tennis racketed that one in. We saw the goal he got earlier on his proper side. That one, he was just kind of across the crease, but still got a pretty dangerous shot away. Now the Renegades trying to set up. They're just getting their fifth attacker out. It is Maloney coming off the bench. Got it, moves it, cutting through. Voigt scores! Did somebody go in the crease? No, they did not. Voigt, the shot off the post, off the back of John Jacobs, and into the net. And that will extend the lead for the Renegades. Makes it 13-11. Voigt, just a very smooth release. Kelly pulls it out and goes and gets his own loose ball to grab possession for Syracuse. He is banged into the boards and knocked down. He looks like he is in some discomfort. Kelly is down and grabbing his ankle. Bit of a collision, just kind of an awkward tangle along the bench. So that makes it 13-11 Renegades that goal, and then Syracuse had the ball. I think it's been stripped, and it will be Renegades' ball as Kelly had lost the ball. They're going to help him off. Gets a nice round of applause from the very sporting fans here. Kelly not putting much weight on that ankle. He is just going to have a seat. I have to say, I approve of the amount of AC/DC they're playing here in the in-house sound system. That would have gone with another one. Here's Tate with the rip. That one's wide, goes onto the backside of the net, and Jacobs will go back and get it. Schultzke takes it. Leaves it there for Hank Delisle. One Spark player is back up at the top. Leroy Halftown just kind of cruising. A nice pass through to the cutter. Found Dylan Donahue. Delisle with the pass. That's going to be a loose ball push. Giving the ball to Syracuse. A beasting check with the butt popping out there from Justin McKinney. He's called down. There's a rip. The save by Davy Jones. Grabs his own rebound as he stymied Sky Sunday. LeBourne takes the outlet pass. They've got about a second to get across center. They make it. Just. McNally leaves it there. Here's Josh Harris. Up top to Whitlow. Over to Miller. McNally wanted the ball. He got it and immediately moves it on to Whitlow. Gets it back. He was really advocating for the ball. Now that is going to be an over and back as it gets away from Harris. And Zachary Hops. Is he going to try and go one-on-one? And we've got a stoppage with 9:09 to play. Looks like we're taking the media timeout now. So, the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV will be back for the home stretch of quarter number 4. I'm Steven Stamp from Elmira. See you in a couple minutes. And play is underway. We just took an abbreviated break there. We took it earlier. I'm not quite sure what was going on, but Syracuse has the ball, and we are going. The shot by Delisle almost got through Davy Jones, and I don't know if you got to see the replay during the break when they showed the Bradley Voigt goal, but boy, not only did he actually step in the crease as he was taking the shot initially, he was running through it by the time it went off the post, off the back of Jones, and so that one should not have counted, and Syracuse is not going to be too happy when they see. (13-11) though, Elmira leads. Hot potato ball just bouncing around. Eventually, Stephen Portelli comes away with it. The floor check, back check by Leroy Halftown. Not enough to turn Stephen Portelli aside. He doesn't have a stick, but he has a celebration of a beautiful coast-to-coast goal to make it 14-11. What a run by Stephen Portelli. So we're almost 7 minutes into the fourth, and the Renegades up by 3 goals. Carmen Papa out to take the face-off with Tommy Kelly still on the bench. Here's Palasek trying to push the pace up for Syracuse. Dylan Donahue spins away from Fingar, but saw Jacob Pulver waiting there as Syracuse was just getting their 5th attacker. They've got 12 to go. Thomas was the last guy off the bench. He's got it, and Fingar is out on him. Checking him. Thomas trying to fight through. Gets loose. Nice check, though. I think it was Fingar that got on him. It may have been Hill or possibly Chadwick, but they were all converging on Skylar Thomas late in the shot clock, and they have a breakaway. McCoy Abrams, it's wide. He went through the crease, but it's okay. Whitlow picks it up. He's got to pass it to somebody else. McCoy Abrams still can't take the pass. Now he takes it. That should be blown down. I thought he was through the crease. I guess not. Goes to the net. Oh, what a diving attempt. He gets pushed from behind. A penalty coming. I think it's going to be a check from behind on Schultzke. Yeah, it's a delayed penalty coming to Syracuse. So Davy Jones is racing over to the bench, and they'll get an extra attacker out. 6 to shoot. They get the shot, and it's pounced on by Schultzke. John Jacobs, the goalie, pulls it up, and the check from behind on Schultzke. He'll go to the box and give the Renegades a power play opportunity. They have used their penalty shots. As Owen Hill has absolutely ripped it up. Or do they have one more? No, they're going to the power play.
And the Renegades will take the 2-minute power play.
I feel like they might still have one left. Maybe they're saving. The other thing here is you make them be down for 2 minutes. It's harder for them to get the goals they need to get back into it. So that's maybe a strategic decision by Brian Hobart. He's got his team ahead here. Tate rips it, saved by the foot of John Jacobs, and it bounced out to Whitlow, but just got away from him. Here's Barrow Jr. fighting through the forecheck of Tate, gets across center. He's in some trouble here. Somebody's got to help him. Somebody go give him a hand. Oh, he fights through it heroically and gets the pass ahead. As nobody was coming to give him a hand, Chubb eventually got the ball. What a yeoman effort by Dwight Barrow Jr. And Syracuse has 5 more seconds to kill, and they're getting their defenders out on the floor for the shorthanded. That was kind of an awkward one. Leroy Halftown takes it from near center, just throwing the ball in on net as the shot clock was winding down. And Davy Jones was standing kind of funny. I'm not sure what was going on, but that almost turned tragic for the Renegades. But they're back out on the power play. 45 seconds to go on this man advantage. Owen Hill faking, hands it off to Whitlow. He goes back door. It's tipped away by Bill O'Brien. O'Brien chops it. McNally shoves him aside and gets up out of play off of Elmira, and O'Brien gets the ball back for Syracuse. The ball is up and out of play, and somebody, a young fan, is up there hopping up. It's in the mesh. He's trying to jump up. Now he's going to try and climb on the boards, and they're saying, hang on, step up on the railing. That's the way to do it. A helpful older fan helps him out. The veteran comes to the rescue, and a young fan has the ball, and now the Renegades have the ball as well. Here comes Jimmy Chadwick. Nice stick check by Skylar Thomas. Now he's fighting for the loose ball, but it's going to be Maloney that gets it. Thomas will go for a change. And the penalty killers come back out. Just 5 seconds on the power play for Elmira. Probably not going to take the shot because the danger of Schultz being sprung for a breakaway. Now they get one by Abrams, and Jacobs doesn't know where the ball is. It's in his gear. It's actually in his arm. He popped the leg pad up trying to get it out, but it was, I think, in the glove. It eventually did come out, and here is Dylan Donahue with the ball. We're back to even strength. Just 4:44 to go, and a 3-goal lead for the Renegades. Donahue has some space, rips it. It's way high, though, and it bounces off someone in front. Finger, I think, over to Jones. Jones with the short outlet pass. Gets it ahead to Finger. He'll slow things down. Elmira's pretty happy to keep this clock ticking right now, but can't get too content. Here's Dawson Tate. It's Nick Miller. He spins off one check from Schultz. Schultz staying with him. Portelli rips it. That one's stopped by Jacobs. Again, he's not sure where it is. That time it is in the pad, and he pops it out. It's picked up by Casey Swamp. He'll make the pass ahead. Skylar Thomas gets past the overhead wrap check from Harris. Cuts to the middle. Backdoor pass. I don't know if that was tipped or he just threw it low, but it was caught. It was a heck of a catch on the far side by Tommy Palasek. A little tangle behind the net, and a penalty shot is called. And Skylar Thomas may get another one. Now he's going to run. Skylar Thomas is fired up. He's just taking another penalty for running into Josh Harris. He might have 3 penalties on this play. And Jimmy Chadwick is down on the floor. They don't like Jimmy Chadwick very much on Syracuse, as he's been very boisterous in his celebrations, as he tends to be. He can annoy some people. He is an enthusiastic young man and a dynamic lacrosse player. And now Dwight Barrow Jr. Oh, and Chadwick throws the headbutt. So Barrow's going after him. And Chadwick just throws his hands up and steps back. And now that's a bit much, Jimmy. Yeah, and Brian Hobart is giving him hell. He is not pleased with the antics of Jimmy Chadwick. He grabbed Chadwick, gave him a stern talking to him, still talking to him. So it's going to be a penalty shot because of the takedown by Thomas on the breakaway for Chadwick. And then we'll see how many more penalties Thomas got, because it looked like when he gave Chadwick another shot, another bump as he was down on the floor, it looked like they were calling, because the first was a penalty shot so he wouldn't go to the box, but then the ref directed him to the penalty box, which would seem to mean he got a second penalty. And then as he was running to the bench, and somebody went over, I forget who the Elmira player was, might have been Owen Hill, I'm not sure. Somebody went over It might have been Chadwick. Anyway, no, Chadwick was still laying down. Anyway, somebody went over, and Thomas just turned and bumped into him, and a different referee's hand went up. So it looks like it's actually 3 penalties. And the music man is breaking out the na-na-na-na, hey, goodbye. Yeah, and Chadwick's going to the box for... They don't like it, but that's unsportsmanlike. So it's holding on Thomas for the penalty shot. Roughing on Thomas for 2 for a minor. And then Chadwick gets a roughing. And then maybe a face masking call. Or, I don't know. The ref's making a lot of signals over there and explaining it to the penalty box crew. So he's saying they do offset the other penalties. So Skylar Thomas just got the initial penalty plus 1 more. So the hold on the breakaway for the penalty shot. And now Jimmy Chadwick is in the penalty box. He got a roughing call for getting up and getting involved with folks. And I think he's got to take the penalty shot. I don't think you get to pick who takes this one because he was the guy taken down. I might be wrong. It's exciting here at the first arena in Elmira. We're getting an explanation. Owen Hill is out there to take the penalty shot. And now Dawson Tate is going over to the penalty box for Elmira. Have to see what the explanation is. Anyway, Owen Hill will take a penalty shot. We'll see if he gets a couple here. He's got 3 goals already. 4 penalty shot goals for Owen Hill. He's so smooth and almost casual looking as he puts those in. That's a beauty by Owen Hill. So we've got 5 Spark on the floor and 4 Renegades. So it looks like Chadwick may have gotten an extra one after the play. The initial play was for the penalty shot. Elmira's taking a timeout here with 3:36 to play. And Brian Hobart, I think, is talking to his guys, I think, about discipline. Honestly, by the way, he's getting pretty animated. And, you know, you've got a 4-goal lead with 3:36 to play. Things have gotten pretty testy.
We got that last goal from several different angles. Turn your attention to the video for it.
And Owen Hill, as we see the replay, just comes in and look how smooth he is. So casual. Little sidearm shot. Just picks a spot and tucks it home. So 3:36 to play. Lombardi out for the faceoff for Elmira, who lead 15-11. And Papa back out as Tommy Kelly is still on the bench after hurting his ankle. It looked like for Syracuse. And Lombardi, it was quite a battle between Kelly and Lombardi, but Lombardi dominating. And Bill O'Brien just kind of, he tried to pull the face off of Tommy Lombardi there. Or sorry, Billy Lombardi. No penalty called. And here comes Elmira with possession and 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Harris is back. He's telling guys, did go change there, starting to, and again he lofts it up into the mesh behind the net. Wants to make sure it takes him a while to get going. 3 minutes to play. Syracuse behind the 8 ball. Halftown with it. Jacobs going to the bench for an extra attacker. The nice thing here, I like the way they set it up where you defend the goal closest to your... I think there's a mistake. The official has thrown his hand up, and Ron Kogan is furious because the official has blown play down, thinking they had too many men. And it's stopped their play to be able to go and set up. It's given Elmira a chance to set up the 6-on, the defense against the 6-on-5. And Kogan has just thrown his clipboard to the floor. So they'll have a full 30. I guess a little bonus. Time to work with it, but they really wanted to get that 6-on-5 before the D was able to set up. Here we go. Syracuse trying to creep back into it. Jacobs on the bench, Halftown behind the back. Delisle to the far side. Skylar Thomas not out there. Now here's the interesting thing though, because they do have, I was saying, you defend the goal closest to your bench in the first and fourth. So late in the game, it's easier to pull your goalie. The thing is, John Jacobs, interesting, he was standing at the door where you have to come out of the offensive door. So he had to have somebody run past him, get to the bench, to the defensive door, and then Jacobs can go out. Hard sidearm rip, and that one's soaked by Josh Harris, who is absolutely fired up about it. He didn't flinch, he just cheered. 16 on the shot clock. Benedict couldn't catch the pass, he's going after it. Harris getting out on him. What a game he's having. The beautiful pass earlier. Now there's a penalty coming. That big save by Davy Jones. And it's Leroy Halftown for Syracuse going to the box.
We're going to have to build a bigger penalty box down there. It's getting busy.
No, it's not a penalty shot here because they're offsetting penalties, or is it? But they're going to opt to take the penalty shot. They still have one left. I actually thought they might, with the 15-11 lead in a minute 53, I thought Elmira may opt to just go for the 2-minute power play and make it really difficult for Syracuse to get back into it. But they're going to take the penalty shot, try and extend the lead to 5 goals. And, of course, it's Owen Hill, who already has 4 penalty shot goals, and he's going right away. I don't know if they even blew it in. He just took off. Stopped by John Jacobs. So Owen Hill drops to 80% on his penalty shots tonight. So again, he took the 4, as you have 2 per half that you can opt to take a penalty shot instead of the minor penalty, or a penalty shot and the minor instead of a major. But they also had the one where Jimmy Chadwick was dragged down, a holding call on the breakaway. That led to a penalty shot that Owen Hill took as well. Schultzke passed it to Donahue, just about picked off by McNally. Now Schultzke's going to the bench as they're going to get the goalie back out. Nope, they're not even going to bother putting Jacobs back out. They had Edmund Cathers. That's a long shot at the net. And I'm not sure Brian Hobart's going to love that decision. Now, is this another penalty being called? Edmund Cathers did come on the floor, but everyone's out of the box. Chadwick, Tate, Thomas, Biro. And Sunday's going to the box, but it's going to be a penalty shot because in this case, it is less than 2 minutes to play, the illegal substitution. I didn't actually think they had too many guys on the floor. They only had 4 runners out there, but here's McCoy Abrams. Comes in, fake, fake, fake. Oh, nice finish. He goes for the hard twister back against the grain, tucks it home, McCoy Abrams, that'll be at least a hat trick for him. Tough crowd over on the Elmira bench. Owen Hill gets stopped for the first time in 5 penalty shots. He doesn't get to take another one. No. With the 5-goal lead in the final minute and a half, giving McCoy Abrams a chance. He takes advantage, makes the most of it. It's 16-11. The Renegades pulling ahead. They're going to win this game, it looks like, by a fair bit, but it was a pretty tight game. What a comeback by Syracuse after getting down 6-0, 7-1. They came back and tied it up 9-9 at the half with that goal with 1.2 seconds to play. Third quarter, it stayed pretty tight. Renegades got a little bit ahead, took advantage of some opportunities they were given. Big pick from Bill O'Brien. Slides to the middle. LeBourne picks him up. That's a couple of big bodies. Here's Justin McKinney. He's going to throw it back over center. That's an over and back violation, and it will be Syracuse ball. I don't think they're bringing Jacobs to the bench anymore. They'll just send their 5 guys out and see if they can get a goal or two here. This one's pretty much out of reach with 45 to play. Now there's a penalty coming to O'Brien. He and Harris got into it. He's going to try and rip off the helmet. He does, and he wants to throw. Takes his own helmet off, and Harris wants nothing to do with it. O'Brien's still hanging on to Harris. So O'Brien's going to get, I would think, an instigator penalty. And he may get an aggressor as well for continuing. And Josh Harris is fired up as he goes to the penalty box. He definitely got one to start. I think O'Brien's going to get several. And most likely kicked out of the game. If you get an instigator, it is 2 in a game. Not sure. We'll see. And Bill O'Brien is reenacting what he considers the turtling of Josh Harris. And Harris says, I don't care, we're going to win. And the Elmira fans are getting on Bill O'Brien, who has been ejected. Now they're sending O'Brien back to the penalty box. Maybe he forgot something in there. I don't know. They just told him he was kicked out, and then they told him, no, go back to the box. Oh, do not. I'm sorry, I just heard something really, really gross from one of the fans. That's disgusting. I'm not going to repeat it, but Bill O'Brien took the higher road. So we got 32.3 to play. Elmira's going to win this eventually. It's been a long game. McNally will start with it, and Elmira just wants the final seconds to tick away, and I think, well, Brian Phillips Jr. doesn't. He's getting on Owen Hill. Getting out there, giving him some chops. A big pick by Wes Whitlow over to Maloney. So the Elmira Renegades and Brian Phillips rams Maloney into the boards. 7 seconds to play. And the Renegades will improve to 1-1. The Spark will fall to 0-2. Final score, Renegades 16, Spark 11. The fans here in Elmira love it. They are fired up. It was quite a game, quite a show for the home crowd. Lots coming up every week on the PBLA, the Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Next week, if you look on the website, it shows the Friday night game, the Trenton Terror playing host to the Jim Thorpe All-Americans, listed as the Lacrosse TV Game of the Week.
The Renegades will
Next week also, the Bombers and Spark will meet in Binghamton. In Salem, Virginia, the Mayhem will play host to the Charlotte Bootleggers, an all-Southern matchup. Go to PBLA.com to check out the full schedule. All the information is there. And boy, Tommy Kelly is really looking uncomfortable. He wants to get out and be part of the handshake line, but he needs quite a bit of help. That will do it for tonight. From the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV, I'm Steven Stamp. Thanks for being with us. Again, PBLA.com. Thank you for joining us. Check out Lacrosse TV, and we will see you next time.